chaos, confusion, a flurry of executive orders. This is CSBAN. Hello, and welcome to the very first edition of C-SPAN. I'm your host, Chuck Dodgers. We're 30 days in. It's been a crazy 30 days of this new head coach, Donald Trump. He's taken the field with a fury of action. You may be feeling exhausted, fatigued, and maybe a little nauseous. And all of that is perfectly normal. We have a lot to cover. It all started on a chilly day in January. So chilly, in fact, that the inauguration had to be held indoors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, the Honorable Donald John Trump.
So yes, it was a little disappointing that it had to happen indoors, and there wasn't a great outdoor ceremony that we could argue about crowd size, and there wasn't any sort of Kid Rock-like mosh pit that involved the smell of Bud Light and ignorance. But hey, some rallies in the future could have that in store for us. But the chilly weather did not prevent people from showing up. They showed up all right in droves, only to be left out in the cold. But little did they know that there's actually a hack to see the ceremony inside. Did you catch that? You just need to be a billionaire. No big deal. So no complaining. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps and get your billions on. Just like that. It's easy. Now, day one, yes, had some other minor things, some technicalities. President Trump did not put his hand on the Bible being sworn in. No big deal. But what really caught my eye was this move from Melania Trump. The kiss that missed, they're calling it. You can see the president going in for it. And was it a miss or was it a beautiful defensive play by our First Lady? Let's take a closer look. You can see the president leaning in, making his move. But then right here, pow! You see the First Lady's hat? Giving him the firm, stiff arm right in the president's face, keeping him just out of range and preventing the president from scoring. I mean, say what you want about Melania's decisions in the past. This was just a solid defensive play right there. Now, the other big moment that happened on day one came from the president's right-hand man, or some would say the head coach himself, Elon Musk. He gave a thank you speech that went a little something like this.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Now, before you jump to any conclusions on this, let me tell you what happened here, right? That huge heart-pounding gesture, that right there, clear sign of Chipotle heartburn. Look, you've been there. It happens to all of us. Elon Musk, you know he's doped up on energy. Where does he get it? Chipotle. No doubt. And that other action you're seeing there, a clear reaction to some serious need of elbow popping. All right? You've been there as well. Any good pitcher will tell you that when you're midway through the game, looking to close it out on a no-hitter, you better pop that bad boy and power on through. And I'm not making this up. There is some clear support on this right here.
My heart goes out to you.
His heart is going out. I mean, this man is in clear need of some Pepto-Bismol and then some. So the first day, yes, was hectic, quite the day, but the first week was quite the first week as well. 36 executive orders or so, compared to Biden's about 17 executive orders on his first week. Among those 17 was a commitment to the WHO, World Health Organization, saying, baby, we're never going to leave you. Oh, but America. Pretty much the worst boyfriend ever. One day saying, I'll never leave you, I love you, I'll never let you get sick. And then 4 years later, you look at yourself and realize, I'm sick, alone, left out in the cold while all the billionaires are inside laughing it up with their hot new girlfriends who do all the dirty talking, saying things like, drill, baby, drill. Ooh. So what? The president made a pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement and broke it up with the WHO. But look, this administration doesn't want credit for those things. They aren't sexy. And if there's one thing that this president knows, it's sexy. Oh yes, very sexy. What else? Well, the president has reintroduced the death penalty. That's fun, right? Because there's just too many alive people out there. Now the attorney general doesn't need all that red tape, can just put people in the penalty box for forever. Now sure, the lethal injection may have some difficult ingredients in it that are hard to come by, difficult to keep in stock, or downright impossible. But, like any good mixologist will tell you, when you're missing a key ingredient, you improvise and give them something that'll knock them dead. Also, President Trump has the Iron Dome of America in the works. The Iron Dome, it's like a shield that protects America from foreign invaders. And I believe we have been lucky enough to acquire some field testing of that. Let's take a look. I mean, that's fascinating right there. I mean, I'm signing off on this one. A lot of people have been criticizing the president for not working with foreign leaders, but going with the Gungans on this one, that was the correct call by a mile. But look, it hasn't been all executive orders and rainbows. I mean, one could say that this administration, not a big fan of rainbows, but for good reason. I mean, rainbows are a clear DEI hire. Red, yellow, purple, blue, orange. Why do we have to include so many? White male rainbows. You just don't see them anymore. But speaking of those other nations, the president has been hard at work there as well. A bill has been put forth in Congress to change Greenland into red, white, and blue land. All of these colors. It makes sense when you think about it, when you consider all the problems the president has had in the past with people of color. I mean, countries of color. Countries of color. Like Greenland. But don't worry. It goes to the Dutch for now, but we're going to offer them a pretty penny for it. Absolutely. Literally. Because it sounds like we're going to stop manufacturing pennies. No big deal. I mean, pennies, they're a dime a dozen. Also literally. Which leads us to the biggest life-changing decision that he has done so far. Changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Played out on Super Bowl Sunday, went a little something like this.
We're flying right over it right now, so we thought this would be appropriate. Even bigger than the Super Bowl. This is a big thing. And almost everybody now has assented to that.
Attention passengers, it's me, Donald Trump, that's right. I'm a passenger and a pilot at the same time, it's really no big deal. A lot of people said it couldn't be done, but we did it, no problem. Look out the window, you'll see the beautiful Gulf of America. Enjoy your flight.
Wow, he did that well.
Oh yes, he did very well indeed. But not everyone is happy about this. Apparently, the Associated Press doesn't want to play ball with the whole Gulf of America thing. And they've been banned from the White House until they see things the president's way. But they and, map makers will come around eventually. Now look, there's been plenty of other things we haven't mentioned here today, like all the mass firings and all the pardons of the January 6th felons. Being a convicted felon, just no big deal anymore. It's fascinating. But look, this administration is likely to carry on for 4 more years, and we'll be covering it play by play for you. So make sure you're tuned in and subscribed to CSBAN. Ooh. That was a real elbow pop right there. There's like a desperate cry for help for some Pepto-Bismol.